Hey guys, it's Barney St. Anton here for St. Anton Nutrition, and today I'm following up my previous video, which will be somewhere on the screen here. In the last video I did this as well. I don't know where the screen stops or anything, so it will be somewhere on here with an illustration where you can go watch that. I suggest you do, give it a like if you enjoy it. But anyway, this is following this up, and I'm just getting into the nutrition side of things that I said I would be. I'm going to be talking today a brief overview about the 4 or 5 main principles you should be having for a successful diet. The first priority you should consider is your calorie intake. Now this is important because it's the basic principle of any successful diet. If you consume too many calories and you're trying to lose weight, you won't lose weight. If you consume too few calories and you're trying to put on size, it just won't happen. So you need to get that balance of calories correct in the first place, and that's the most crucial thing. I will go into a further video after this one talking about how to work out your energy requirements and how to manipulate them in order to gain weight or lose weight according to your goals. Secondly, once you've established the amount of calories you need to know what kind of where they need to be coming from in terms of fats, carbs and protein. So for example, a strength athlete or someone that goes through high intensity training, weight training, rugby players for example as well, they need high levels of protein to recover from their training and to ensure their muscles can recover and grow. Whereas an endurance athlete still does require protein, but may require more carbohydrates to fuel their training and to replenish glycogen post-exercise. Again, I will do another video talking about how to work out your macronutrient requirements, rough estimates as a guideline for you as an athlete and your goals. The third thing to consider is the timing of your protein and carbohydrates and fats. So for example, as an athlete, your pre, during and post training meals are probably the most important to you in terms of your performance and recovery. If you neglect these 3 meals, it can have a significant impact on your training. Other meals throughout the day have a slightly less important role, but are still important to consider. The last thing we want to consider is the actual food sources you're consuming. It's all well and good saying you need to have 20 grams protein here, 50 grams carbs, 10 grams fat. That could be thousands of different combinations of foods. So it's important for you guys to know what kind of foods you should be aiming for in these situations. I think this is an important consideration as well. In the last maybe 4 or 5 years, if it fits your macros and flexible dieting has become popular. And I believe this kind of dieting has its place, and it's something that I do practice myself. But it's when you're on Instagram and social media and you see people eating 20 chicken nuggets for their protein sources. I've seen people eating like 10 donuts or something for their carbs. And you know, there are just better choices you could be making for yourself. And so for each of these, for your calorie intake and your requirements for your goals, your macronutrient intake, your nutrient timing and your nutrient sources, I will be doing separate videos on these following this. And again, I will have annotations to those somewhere on the screen as I release these. So quickly before we end, I'm just going to conclude everything we've been through in this video. Number 1, you need to know how many calories you need to be taking in for your goal. Number 2, once you know your calories, you need to know how many protein, carbs and fats you need to be taking. Number 3, you need to know when you're taking these in order to be successful in your diet and get the most out of it. And number 4, you need to know the right food choices to get that. And through this mini-series, I aim to help you through all of it. If you have any questions or suggestions for these videos, please feel free to leave a comment down below, like and subscribe for more. Once again, thanks guys.